Hello and welcome to the in-depth series of Drishti IAS. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. Today we are going to discuss World Economic Forum and why is it held at Davos. What are the strengths that India is going to flag at the World Economic Forum current session, 2023 session. And as we know, the Prime Minister of India is not going to attend the current summit, but another delegation has been sent. Even the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh will also be there. So let us move ahead without any delay to the topics that we are going to go through step by step. These are the many topics that we are going to understand from the perspective of your prelims, general knowledge and mains examination. So the background is that every year there is a city, Davos, which comes in the headlines, and that is in the month of January, because in here only we get our session of World Economic Forum. It is in the Swiss Alps. So it's in Switzerland, as you can see Davos over here, and it is in the Swiss Alps. And here World Economic Forum is held, which is a session filled with speeches that ranges from the global outlook to the economic scenario of the world. The future directions of life on our planet Earth, what are the green hues to it, other than the pressing issues such as Ukraine war, will also be discussed, as it was earlier as well. I mean different issues as well. So World Economic Forum was founded in the year 1971 by Klaus Schwab, who is a Swiss-German economist as well as a professor. And the World Economic Forum is a not-for-profit foundation in order to foster global cooperation on political, social, economic issues. So it is not only economic, it can also discuss political and social issues. Earlier it was named as European Management Forum, but it was seen that it is pretty restricted in view. So in order to expand its umbrella, it was thought that why shouldn't we name it as World Economic Forum and not just restrict ourselves to Europe. So in 1987, this was renamed as World Economic Forum in order to broaden its vision to include other countries of the world as well. It is generally a conference. We can call it a conference. It is filled with different speeches and sessions. The speeches can go from outlook for the global economy to how to manage stress. The delegates at the forum network, they go through bilateral meetings between heads of states and corporate chieftains in order to understand what is the current scenario and in order to make sure that our country, like every country, is represented, with much more ability. So some major reports which are published by WEF: Energy Transition Index, Global Competitiveness Report, Global IT Report, Global Gender Gap Report, Global Risk Report, Global Travel and Tourism Report. So if it is asked in your prelims, you can answer this question. See, why is it held in Davos? See, what happens that the choice generally is said to be is just the scenery of Davos, but it is more than that. Because Davos was the setting for Thomas Mann's novel, The Magic Mountain, in which a person was there who thinks that why shouldn't I go to a sanatorium and live there for 3 weeks. But looking at the change of outlook he had in those 3 weeks, he decided to stay on there for 7 years. And we can say from that very, precept of the book that the outlook changes when this person goes to Davos. So it was thought out that similarly, the global leaders and other important stakeholders could come here, they could change their outlook over here, and then we can move on with Davos being the seat for World Economic Forum. So Davos currently will see a convergence of over 2,700 leaders amidst tightened security. See, over 5,000 personnel from Swiss Army have been deployed in this very small and sweet town. Moving ahead, who is attending Davos this year? As I already told you that our Prime Minister is not going to be there, but cooperation for sustainable growth and shared prosperity is the theme. So this is a prelims fact, remember it. So more than 2,700 leaders from 130 countries will be there, including 52 heads of states and government. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz will be there. He is the only G7 leader scheduled to attend this event. So remember this. South American President Cyril Ramaphosa will not attend because of the global energy crisis. JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon, David Solomon from Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley's James Gorman will be there, are expected to be there. Other than that, IMF's Chief Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva, European Central Bank Chief Christine Lagarde, NATO's General Secretary Jens Stoltenberg, President of the European Commission, is going to be there. Chinese Vice Premier is going to be there. So these are expected. Other than that, we have World Health Organization's Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus to be expected there. Russia is of course not going to be there at the WEF, but Ukrainian First Lady Olena Zelenska will be there. It is being said that Volodymyr Zelensky will address the session remotely. Prime Minister will not be there of India, but the delegation of 4 union ministers will be there. Ashwini Vaishnav, Mansukh Mandavia, Smriti Irani and R.K. Singh, as well as the Chief Minister B.S. Bommai and Yogi Adityanath will also be there. Other than that, there will be industrialists from India, Mukesh Ambani, Gautam Adani, and Chandrasekaran, Kumar Mangalam Birla, Adar Poonawalla, Sajjan Jindal, and the rest. India's G20 Sherpa Amitabh Kant is going to be there. International Solar Alliance's Director General Ajay Mathur, Finance Commission Chairman N.K. Singh. These are not very important from the perspective of examination, but just remember the names. If it could be asked in your prelims, then you can answer it. Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade Secretary Anurag Jain is also going to be there. So this is just to give you a gist of understanding what is going to be, who all are going to be there, and what are the issues that are going to be discussed. So Russia and Ukraine war and the cascading effects it has created on the world economy, of course, will be the dominant part of the agenda. How to strengthen trade and help vulnerable countries to deal with debt and ramp up climate action will also be there. The climate will be a major talking point. Other than that, adaptation to climate change and panels on deforestation, biodiversity, future of environmental protection will give a green hue to the entire summit. India, the World Economic Forum we meet will be a platform to showcase our own strength and how we are growing as an economy. Okay, so for India, just look at this, that India attracted the highest ever FDI inflows of 83.57 billion during the financial year of 21-22. And Honorable Prime Minister of India announced a special economic and comprehensive package of more than 270 billion, which is equitable to 10% of India's GDP under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. That is also going to be touted at this forum. India's economy is projected to grow 6.7% in 2022, which is the fastest in the world during the year, because we have to show that in this current scenario, India is a very resilient economy and it is also helping the other economies. Moving on, India's economy is projected to grow at 6.7%. This has already been discussed. And India's GDP, real GDP, is projected to grow at 9%, both in 2021-22 and 2022-23, and at 7.1% at 23-24. Which is a dream for many countries in this current scenario. So this projects India as the fastest growing major economy in the world in all these 3 years, which can be capitalized in the current scenario. So before the meet, the World Economic Forum, in its global risk report, it spoke of polycrisis in 2023. I will take the names of those students who are able to define polycrisis in the comment segment, along with the question I will attach. Beg your pardon. So I hope you understood this, but let us also talk about the criticisms. That why is WEF, World Economic Forum, is just a hypocrisy. See, what happens that the billionaires, the stakeholders who are too out of touch or profit or power minded, it is very unlikely that they are going to meet and the needs and demands of the poor people, the needy people. So contradiction is there of asking billionaires and elites to help the people who are themselves causing such a problem to the entire world. Hypocrisy of having the climate crisis on meetings agenda as 1 in 10 participants in 2022 traveled by private jet to get there. So this is the issue. This is the criticism that World Economic Forum faced a lot many times, that why are you asking those who are already creating such problems to help with those problems? So it's not making any sense. Let me take the names of those who have answered my last question correctly. D was the correct answer, Sachin, also Damanpreet, then Shivanshu, Rupal, Nilakshi, Angad, Sagarika, Archana, Shahid, then Akash, Simran, Ashutosh, Saloni, Vikas, Nadeem, Koyal, Unstoppable, Anita have answered it correctly. Other than them, also Ria, Anushri, then all of you of whose name I have taken have answered it correctly. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching.